Hey everybody, this is Russ Carson Jr., one of the genealogists here at Family Tree Nuts, and I'm standing here with Richard Weber. We are at the what's called the Old Providence Church, or the Old Stone Church here. We're in rural Clark County, Kentucky. We're not too far from Boonesborough, very near there actually. And we're at this church here that was built in 1790. 1790 is when this church was built. The congregation was started in 1785, but this building right behind us was built in 1790, and they still actually have services here. The reason why we are standing here with Richard, matter of fact, Richard's fifth and sixth great-grandparents attended this church. His fifth great-grandfather, Moses Hill, was born in 1793. This church, as you know, was built in 1790. So he grew up in this church where he met his wife, and they married and lived very nearby here. And they actually lived in the settlement in Boone Station, which is not very far from here as well. This church used to be called Howard's Creek Church, and right behind us you can hear Howard's Creek. Don't know if you can hear that or not, but very historic location here in the founding of Kentucky. Now, Moses Hill, who we just spoke of, his father was Leonard Hill, and Leonard Hill was born in Virginia. Leonard Hill fought in the Revolutionary War, and in 1783 he was given an early land grant here in Kentucky, and that's why that they moved here. He met his wife, Rachel Dumford, and Rachel was born in the area as well, very nearby. They met and attended this church. And Rachel's father was actually Nicholas Dumford. Actually, Michael Dumford. Sorry, I had to check my notes there. So many people and dates. But Michael Dumford was born in Germany in the 1730s, immigrated to the United States, lived in North Carolina, and then he served in the Revolution, and he was given a Revolutionary War land grant here. So Moses Hill, Richard's fifth great-grandfather, both his father and his grandfather are Revolutionary War veterans and got land grants here in Clark County, Kentucky. As you can see behind us, we've got a cemetery around here. Nice old stone fences that we see in the bluegrass region here in Kentucky. And one other person of note here at this church, pretty neat story. Daniel Boone actually went to this church. They've got some documentation of that, and his brother Squire. He had some members of his family that were baptized in this church. So no doubt whatsoever that Richard's family did know Daniel Boone himself, which I think is really cool. The other thing is Richard's family stayed in the area here in Clark County and Madison County, Kentucky until I think about 1872, where they moved into Kansas. They moved to Missouri for just about 10 years, and then they moved on into Kansas. Richard's father, moving up to his dad, was born in Kansas, was in the Army, who met his mother, who's originally from New York State, and they moved all over the place, including the world, in Europe and things. That's where Richard is. And what's really weird is that Richard's dad had got a job right back here in Madison County, Kentucky. I think he works at the Bluegrass Army Depot, which is about as a crow flies, is less than 20 miles from this location. So I think it's pretty cool that Richard's ancestors are from this actual area, and his family has come right back to the same very area that they were there. So what do you think about that, Richard?
I think it's pretty amazing.
You have anything else to say about it?
No, other than it's amazing how it works.
Yep. Fifth and sixth great-grandparents lived right here and went and attended this church here in the 1700s, folks. 1700s, so deep family roots. So anyway, signing off for now. Family Tree Nuts. Let our nuts find the nuts in your family tree.